What's up, sassy gamers, and welcome to Got Our Attention podcast. This is season 3, episode 18, and here with me today I've got Phoennix Nova and DayDrinerATL. What's up? I'm your host Xycia, by the way. I think that's the part that I missed.
No.
Yeah, I mean it would
That's
not
fine.
be the start of Got Our Attention if you didn't miss something.
I mean, that's fair. That's very
That's-
true.
Like, did you guys
got
see
my
that video
attention.
that I put out there?
Of me?
Video.
No, the video I put out there, I said the first time that everyone is together in the same physical meet space recording the podcast.
Oh, yes.
This is what's going to happen. I don't think Kelly saw it.
Oh yeah, no, it was the dudes recording their podcast, and a car ran into them from the back.
Ran into the cafe that they were
yeah.
into. Right behind them, they've got it all in video. Luckily, they were not hurt.
Thank
Like
God.
it stopped like just in time. Luckily, the glass didn't. I mean, it was good. What do you call it? Tempered glass. So it stayed in one piece ish with the lamination and everything, and didn't like shower them with broken charred glasses and stuff.
Ugh.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I like how afterwards he picked up the microphone and was like, "Hey, we're okay." He's like, "That was crazy. A car just came in."
It's like, can you
So
believe that
crazy.
shit?
God.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. So, you know how like people always say there's videos of everything on the internet, like literally anything?
Mm-hmm.
And like,
intrigued.
I get that now a little bit more because, okay, shameless plug. Like, I also do reselling online, and I have a channel that you can check out, ATL Flips on YouTube. But
Plug.
it's basically, yeah, you like that, didn't you?
Mhm.
But it's basically like yard selling. Like people have like GoPros on and stuff, and they go out and like you just watch them pick through things, right? And I know as crazy as that sounds, like, but when you start watching these, it kind of like, if you're into that, it kind of gets to like addicting to watch because
I
like
can see that.
you're just like wanting to see what they figure out at the same time, kind of stuff. So
Mhm.
I've been watching some of that stuff, and then obviously YouTube starts pushing all this crazy shit in front of me.
Oh, the
and,
algorithm.
I saw one that was SB mowing. So shout out to this guy because I'm plugging him now. But
SB
basically,
was not what I thought it was. Okay.
yeah, SB mowing, and
That's the
it's
YouTube
literally
channel.
him.
Okay.
He goes to all these like abandoned houses and stuff, and he'll ask the neighbors if anybody lives there and like if he can cut the grass, and they're like, "Oh yeah, sure, whatever." And he just like cuts the grass, edges everything, makes it completely perfect.
Yep.
And then, but he has it filmed the whole time, so he has this whole time series of like, or time lapse of him like cutting the grass from like one point, so you can see everything. And then he like does up the edging, and you see him do all that. And then like at the end, he'll show like the before and after, and like. It's just so stupid, but I'm like,
Oh my
like
God.
it's actually pretty interesting.
Hold
like it's just
on.
crazy that
I
know,
just,
right?
I'm
Like,
just shocked that you're just now seeing these. I don't.
that's the thing, yeah.
I've
like
been seeing
it's-
these for a while. Like they'll be like, "Oh, I like I asked this lady if I could do her yard, and she didn't even know there was a sidewalk under here." And
yeah,
and you know, all kinds of crazy stuff like that. It's brilliant because whether they're doing somebody's yard for free or the abandoned house's yard for free, it's just free advertising for them because the neighbors are like,
exactly.
yeah, they did such a great job.
Exactly.
Mhm.
You know, if you got a spare hour and a half or something like that. And on top of that, if their
Why not?
YouTube
Yeah.
channel is big enough, then their YouTube just paid for that hour and a half that they were doing the yard.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever it is.
Exactly. And actually that's the same thing with this guy. Like he puts everything on YouTube and he has a lot of subscribers. So I'm like, yeah, like he's basically, it's free advertising. And at the beginning it was free advertisement. It's still free advertisement. And now he's making revenue off both. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, like
So-
we did an episode of Got Our Attention about several like sims, and one of them was the farming sim, and the farmers love to play that game even after they're done farming all day because they come back and all of the environmental, conditions are perfect. And it's like, oh, and then I think you played Mowing Simulator, right? And
Yeah, I did.
it's like
That
people
lawnmower
love to mow lawns because it's like cathartic. It's like, the lines and they're perfect.
Well,
and
Exactly. Watching him is great, but going back to Lawnmower Simulator,
Mhm.
like that's actually why I quit, because I was like, this is just too real. Like I hated doing this growing up. Like this is just a little too realistic. And also because of the game, like there wasn't a way to save progress through a cut. Like you literally had to start and finish, or you lose progress. Like you have to start over. So like that was another thing. I was like, I'm not literally going to sit here for like an hour to mow this invisible, like this fake yard on a video game. Like I was like, nah. But no, that's one type of channel, right? So like I said, all the reselling, all that stuff kind of goes together. It kind of makes sense. But then something popped up, and it's on our SAS channel. We were, I guess, looking at our, we were all logged in, and somebody's been watching things about cats, and then I saw it. So I was like, what's this video on cats? And the guy just has like a GoPro on a cat, and the cats just like run around and play, and then they go through a hole, and then it's like he pops up, and there's like 3 other cats, and they just hang out in a field, and then like they leave, and like it's just like craziness, like. Like I've been like sitting here watching this stuff going like I am watching it, but why am I still watching it?
Yeah.
So, but it's pretty awesome. So yeah, check that stuff out. I thought that was pretty interesting.
That is awesome. Cool. Well, so I wanted to ask you guys if you've seen anything about Kelvin from Sons of the Forest. Mike, I know you played The Forest.
The Forest. Yep.
And you've got mixed emotions about playing Sons of the Forest, but Kelvin is a new character, an NPC in Sons of the Forest. They found that like people really liked playing the game with other people, so co-op mode. But
for sure,
sometimes people want to play by themselves. Maybe your friends aren't available. Maybe you're supposed to be working and you want to play Sons of the Forest. So Kelvin's supposed to be like your replacement, like the co-op mode replacement, somebody who can actually help you. So instead of having to do everything yourself, you get more done. It is more fun when you're playing with somebody else. So Kelvin is deaf and mute. He's an AI character, by the way, so you can start like kind of learning.
Deaf and mute. Okay.
I think it's cool that not only is he deaf and mute, but because the game starts with the fact that you crash landed in a plane on this island, and he apparently was with you.
Yeah.
That when you first meet him, he's got blood running out of his ears.
Yes.
So it's a recent thing, but he's still as happy as can be.
Yeah. He's not upset about the fact that he can't hear anything or speak. And so that's the thing. So the only way that you can communicate with him is like by writing on this pad. And so you guys talk to each other basically that way. But Kelvin's been doing
so crazy.
Kelvin's doing some weird shit. So you ask Kelvin to chop down trees, chop down wood. And Kelvin kind of glitches in one of the tweets that I saw and chopped down wood that happened to be the house that the person just fucking built. So,
I mean, is that a glitch, or is he just super efficient and he found the closest wood and chopped it down? I mean, he seems to take things a bit literally.
He does. And then like people are really bonding with Kelvin, and sometimes people are like, Kelvin's just a fucking idiot. Some of the other things that I saw, the interactions with Kelvin kind of get funny. But he will also do really great things. I did see somebody tell Kelvin to like fish, and then they walked away, and then they came back, and Kelvin came back with like 5 trout. And they were like, "Oh shit, Kelvin's the man," So
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
I'll eventually play the game, but it ain't gonna be right now.
Yeah,
I actually heard that because he's Kelvin, he will be able to get fish out of an area where you can't fish.
Oh, really?
Like you can fish and you won't pull any fish out at all, and he'll just be pulling fish out.
Yeah,
that's funny.
So yeah, Kelvin, he's like a super helper, and the videos I've seen are just absolutely hysterical.
Yes.
Like one guy's like, go get wood or rocks or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like up on top of his treehouse and he's lighting a fire. And all of a sudden he just falls through the treehouse to the ground because Kelvin chopped it down. And like, he apparently also is not very good about things like starting a fire. Or let's put that differently. He's real good at starting a fire. You tell him to start a fire so you can cook, and then that fire, like, he'll catch himself on fire, and then he'll walk over to the house and he'll catch the house on fire, and then he'll just be walking around smiling, and there's flames coming off him.
Flames.
Literally, he's the dog with the coffee cup. Everything's fine.
Is this on purpose? Did they make this like AI like this on purpose, or is it just because
I don't know that they made it like that on purpose. The one thing I will say, and I've said this before, I am nice to robots, and I just feel like they're learning, and also like you should just be nice in general.
True.
But, so also robots who are learning, we all learned, right? Some of the stuff I've been seeing is people just being mean to Kelvin and like throwing rocks and eggs at Kelvin's head and him falling down. And I'm like, I've said it before, I'll say it again. You can be mean to your Siri, but don't be mean to mine. And if your robot comes after you, that's your fucking fault. Be nice to everybody, including your robots.
I mean, and Kelvin does try hard. He does. He's a good guy. He really wants to like make you happy. Like his entire life is trying to make you happy. Just because you didn't draw a good enough map and put a circle around the house in red with crosshatches, like do not chop here, chop over here.
Yes,
like, it's your fault for not giving him precise
ultimately
instructions.
Yes.
So he's like, I'm a fan of Kelvin. Every video I've seen in it, Kelvin's the good guy. That's for sure.
It's funny. I've yet to see anything about this game.
Oh my god, it has been all over my Twitter. All over my Twitter.
I'll just play it when once it fully releases. I'll buy it and play it. And typically, I'm all about some early access. But I know you guys know this. But for those that are listening, like I've played the first one, and as much jank as it is, I like it. But there's a lot of jank, and it's still early access, and then they never finished it. So like, if they did the same thing on this one, they go, oh, we're going to release it. And then they're like, oh, early access right at the last minute. And I'm like, I don't want to pay $30 to get let down again. So I'm just going to wait. Yeah. So
well, let us know how it goes with Kelvin, your new best friend. Yeah. Be nice to him though.
Well, not yet.
Don't make him sit in fires like other people do.
Well, our big news actually today is we just, recently attended the Atlantic. Darn it, I did it again. The Atlanta Comic Convention.
He lives here.
I did that so many times too. The Atlanta Comic Convention. And because that's close by us, and had a lot of fun. We already have released some videos about it. We got some other videos coming up, including some people on the street interviews, stopping people and just asking them questions. I would like to say that it was as predictably small as I thought it would be, but was also very endearing and quaint. Like there was a decent amount of cosplay. The vendors were the vendors were pretty universally friendly. They're trying to sell something, so of course they are. I get that, but I mean they would stop and they would talk about stuff, and not just their own things either. Gaming was pretty much non-existent, but we kind of knew that going in, that it was mostly comic convention. What do y'all think?
Go ahead, Kelly.
I'll let you. Yeah, I've been talking a lot. You go ahead.
Don't jump both in at once.
Yeah, usually that's not a good idea. No, I mean I agree. I think it was. I really didn't know what to expect really going in, because it was hyped up very well. They had a lot of big names coming, and it just, I don't know. I'd never been, so I was like, that's kind of odd that I haven't been to this thing that's like so awesome. But I found out later that it's they're changing brands and whatever. But yeah, I went in kind of not knowing anything and not really expecting anything, and I left with like, it was really awesome. I had a really great time. The people you said are very friendly. There was more cosplay than I expected. That's probably the most cosplay I've seen in Atlanta outside of like Dragon Con.
Absolutely.
Like MomoCon, like there's some, but I mean this, I feel like there was more people like per area than the other ones. So, but yeah, it was really cool. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I don't know. It was an awesome time.
Yeah.
Seeing the cosplay was awesome because I expected cosplay. I actually expected a little bit more from a comic convention. You know, there's just a lot.
Good point.
Yeah, there are a lot of characters to emulate, and what I loved mostly is that it wasn't just comic book characters. You know, it was everybody. You know, Michael Myers, my boy, was there.
Man.
Yep.
That was amazing. We saw him at Dragon Con. Great dude. We saw a lot of a couple of Jokers, one of which was Brian, which was really cool. And we saw kids cosplaying too. That was really cool.
Yeah, there was the kid, and I say kid kind of lightly there because I mean he was probably close to a teenager, if not a teenager already, and he was playing Coral from Walking Dead, and had the eye that was completely destroyed, and they did the makeup, and the makeup looked just grisly. Oh my goodness. Like and I guess his dad was what, Negan? Was that?
No, his dad was
his dad with him at the con was Negan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his dad was playing
Negan.
It was pretty cool. So like you said, not just comic book characters, but other characters. Well, I actually technically Walking Dead started as a comic, so I can go down that route, can I?
Yeah.
So, but like with the eye thing, like I filmed that part and I had to get kind of like close to that, and it was pretty nasty. I was like sitting there looking at this thing like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if you want to see that video, we'll put a little link at the top. You can watch the cosplay stuff.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. He was like, wow, dude, like that's crazy. And he's like, yeah, I've like bumped into my dad a couple of times. It was super cute. So, but we saw a lot of original cosplay too. You're just gonna have like Brian said, definitely check out the video. We've got a couple other videos coming out too. There were a couple of artists that we saw that were really great.
That actually released today.
Yeah, one of them released today. One of them we did not have time to interview because things got busy for that artist, which is fantastic for that artist. But it was a lot of fun. It was a nice big area, plenty of place to roam around, and also we found our bartenders, which was ultimately
tip your bartenders.
Always tip your bartenders.
I thought it was cool too because it was YouTube as well. There was YouTube creators there.
Mm-hmm.
We met for the someone that Daydrinker already followed, but that was new to us really. As we met Mike Bracken from
Sick Flicks,
the Horror Geek, and he does the Sick Flicks show on the Horror Geek. And then we ran into some people that were just starting out. So shout outs to your friendly neighborhood conmen, who do some pretty cool music videos that are based off of the MCU universe films. We got to watch them live, got them, have some fun and spitting the rhymes, and they were really cool.
Yeah, and
actually that's a good point.
There were other things to do there. Yeah, so we did see some improv comedy. Hello, use your words, Kelly. And it's lots of other things. We did do a escape room. Yeah.
So.
No, like knives one of the things I was going to say, the penguin knife fight.
Penguin knife fight.
That was the improv comedy group. They were fantastic.
Yeah.
Loved it.
But what I was going to say is like that I forgot about all of the stuff we did outside of just like working. Cause like, I mean, we literally worked the convention. Like we were on the floor, basically 10 to 5. And then after that we would, kind of put our equipment away and just kind of enjoy a little bit of it and talk to the panels or whatever. But yeah, like the late night stuff, like we did that escape room, like you said, we did the performance by your friendly neighborhood con artist. We watched improv,
Two of them,
knife fight, penguin
well,
knife fight.
actually a comedy show and an improv.
And then we also watched a
each.
stand-up improv comedy show. So that was really cool. So there was a lot. They had
they have
and there was
anime
also
showings.
live fighting.
Yeah. The live fighting was cool.
Dueling or whatever.
The live Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yes, that was amazing.
Yeah. So the only thing that I think hurt them on that stuff was they closed the expo floor at like 6 o'clock.
7
and everything else ran till 10. So like all the panels would run till 10, but once the expo floor is closed, like most people just head out. Like they don't even think about going to see anything else.
Yeah, it's which is similar to a lot of cons. I mean, we're going to PAX soon, and that PAX is the same thing. Expo floor closes at 6.
Yeah.
The
well,
convention
at least
doesn't.
Last year they pushed everybody to the game side or whatever.
No, they always do that. They push everybody out of the expo and they close it off. But and the entire con stays open till like midnight. And the difference is how you kind of advertise the stuff and how you like promote the different parts of it. I think being that the vendor floor and the autograph and the meet and greet with the celebrities is all in the same area. So once that shuts down, anybody who came for the celebrities, I mean, they're pretty much done unless they have a good reason to stick around. Where that kind of changes, and one of the panels that I didn't hear get mentioned that we did see is going to see a panel on The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Now that's a good one.
And then Steve Burns from Blue's Clues.
Yeah, that was also really awesome. I've totally forgot about that. Holy crap. It's been like a week and a half.
if they do it right, they could take those and move them a little bit later in the night to incentivize people to stay around for those panels.
Right.
And then probably also in the app, try to separate out the autograph and photo shoot stuff from the panel stuff. So people can see the panels a lot. Like what panels, that was the hardest thing. The hardest thing is I kept seeing autograph session. Yeah. Which is good for the people looking for that.
Yeah. But it would, what I was looking for was specifically the panels, and in their app, there was no delineation. It was either you're seeing people or you're not, so that was.
And physically, I mean, they had signs pointing to the panel rooms, but there weren't many and they weren't big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just like, there was an entire panel room that I didn't even know what existed or was part of the show until the last day, and we're about to leave. And I'm like, oh my God, they're doing Rocky Horror Picture Show in there, and they're doing it live with just like they would, in the theater late nights with the people up on stage, playing out the parts and, doing everything. I had no clue that even existed, both that panel was there and that room was even there. Just because it just didn't seem well promoted for that.
Yeah, it really didn't. But I mean, overall, I had a good time.
Yeah,
it was a blast.
Absolutely.
Like it was
people were so nice
in our backyard. Yeah. People were nice. It's in our backyard. So it didn't have to cost us anything to get a hotel or, anything like that. So yeah, definitely I would do it again next year.
People seem like they were having a great time too.
Yeah. I would say my favorite part was when I was just walking along and this small child who was barely big enough to speak yelled Joker and ran up to me. And I suspect she did this because I think I actually interacted with the family earlier in the day. But she yelled Joker and ran up with me. So I started, Joker, doing my thing with her and stuff like that. And then her sister came up next door and she was barely big enough to walk. She wasn't even talking yet. And I was like, okay. And they're not scared of the Joker. Really, most of the kids weren't, which was funny. But all of a sudden, the talking one yells, "Dragon!" And I look over and I see the guy who's cosplaying the dragon. We've got video of that too. And I'm like, yes, there's a dragon. And she grabs my hand. And she goes, "Let's go see." And I'm like,
she
I didn't
grabbed
know what
your
to
hand
do.
and like ran with you, and you were like, okay.
And luckily I had already identified who the father was at one point, and he had turned around and saw his daughters were there with me. He had smiled, but this was before she yanked me off. So she's pulling me over towards the dragon, and I just had the state of mind for the brief second of don't leave the small one that doesn't know how to talk. And I said, grab my hand, and held out a pinky, and she grabbed my pinky, and like we went over there, and they're like, reach out to the dragon. I'm like, look, don't touch. And they put their hands down. They were really very, very nice, and were like happy and not throwing a fit or anything. And I let them look for a minute or two, and then I was like, all I know is if I were a parent and I turned around, my kids weren't there, I'd be freaking the F out.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it wasn't that long, but I was like, okay, it's long enough. You've seen the dragon. Okay, where are your parents? And she goes, Daddy's over there. And it was a completely different place than where I'd seen him last. I was like, thank God. And they like dragged me back over, and I dropped him off with the parents, and he smiled and laughed. And,
You're a temporary babysitter.
And like, I was a temporary babysitter. I was telling everybody around me that they weren't my kids, and they didn't
put that
believe
on your
me.
resume.
Yeah.
Walk back through, and everybody's going, "Oh, you were serious? Those really aren't your kids."
Like, yeah. And I also saw you take one too, and I literally looked at Kelly, and I was like, not only did they let their kid go with a random stranger, and all of that, he's actually the Joker.
He's like the Joker.
Like,
cosplaying,
and it's just a random stranger.
The Joker.
Like, that's so crazy. People just told me.
Mike, what was your favorite moment?
Probably actually Steve Burns. I actually asked him a question, which we have video footage somewhere. I think we have to post that at some point.
Yeah.
But I got to ask him a question, and he responded. It was great. It was just a really awesome time. He's like, and what's your name? And I told him, and he goes, oh, I know you. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, Steve. But he was such a cool dude, and he just kind of told his story. People ask questions, and he just kind of told us everything, how it went. And it was really cool just hearing that, especially from, going from like watching it as an almost teenager, I think. And then later, like my son watching the new one with the Josh in it.
Are you trying to tell us that you watched Blue's Clues as an almost teenager?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. I mean,
it was a good show.
You talk about Steve saying, I know you, and that he's not putting on an act. Like, I saw someone else come up to ask a question, and this girl, and I forgot her name, but she was basically, she came up and she's like, oh yeah, I'm Patricia. He goes, yeah, Patricia. He goes, but that's not your name. Your name's Nova. Mm-hmm. And she lit up because she had said that like that was her nickname or what she went by or whatever.
Met earlier on in
met
the
earlier.
day.
Yeah. And he totally remembered the conversation, and she just lit up with such joy that he remembered that her nickname was Nova. I do remember that was her nickname. I don't know why I remembered that.
Wonder why.
Yeah, but
it's kind of a unique name though.
Yeah, the guy's really personable for being an introvert, and he's real, like he pays attention.
Yeah. Spoiler: he actually did not want to do kid stuff, but you'll have to find out later about that.
What about you, Kelly? Yours? Favorite moment?
Favorite moment? Probably meeting Mike from Sick Flicks. Like Michael from Sick Flicks. He's amazing. He's just, his show is so great. He's so fucking funny. It's like dad joke style. We walked out of his panel, and I had to pee, as usual. And then I came back, and you guys were talking to him, and I kind of like, I was like, don't be fucking weird. Don't. Like, I was like, oh my God. And I was like, yeah, I'm Kelly. And it's like, oh, he's just so amazing. So that was probably my most favorite movie. If you have not checked out Sick Flicks, he's the horror guy. His channel is, if you just get on YouTube,
Geek.
and the Horror Geek. Sick Flicks is the show, and it's amazing. So
I'm sure Mike can put a card up there for
Yeah.
his latest video or something.
Yeah, and outside of his panel too, like we
Mhm.
chatted him with at his booth, and like he's just a really nice guy. Like we just
Yeah.
talked to him for a good bit. And,
the one regret I have is that we didn't get a picture with him.
I know.
I have been
We didn't
kicking
even-
myself. I think I've thought about that every single day since. And I'm like, get over it, Kelly. Get over it.
Well,
Yeah, there'll be another time.
Yeah, I was
be
going to
another
say,
time.
somehow I think that you're going to get that picture
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah.
What about you, Brian?
I started off with the favorite moment. It was the kids dragging me off.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that
we've
was
come
your
full
favorite.
circle.
Got it. Oh, here we are.
Yeah.
So we're done. Okay, good. Well, in that case, check us out on sasgaming.com, or if you want to support us a little bit more, you can check it out on Patreon at sasgaming. And send us an email if you want to, goa@sasgaming.com. And that is it for this week on Got Our Attention. So you guys take care. See you.
Keep it sassy.
Keep it sassy.